Okay, Rory, you can do this. Just a few more hours, then you get to go home and hopefully enjoy that tub of ice cream you've been ignoring for the past couple of weeks. She sighed miserably. Who was she kidding? This evening was bound to get more unbearable the longer she and James stayed. She was sure Lenora was only biding her time before she started picking on her about her appearance, her choice of occupation, and anything else that she was sure would get to Rory. It had been like this ever since she and James started dating. When she first met James's parents, she immediately sensed the disappointment that oozed off them in waves. Lenora especially. She had been incredibly catty and had brought Rory to the brink of tears. It had made her reconsider dating James. Lenora made it a point of reference to mention that they, in fact, were from two different backgrounds. He was born to generational wealth and would always be wealthy, while she had been born to a mother who raised her single-handedly, who struggled hard to make a life for the both of them. This stark difference had been made even more abundantly clear on her first visit to the Davis mansion. The degree of opulence in the sprawling 3-story house that she came to understand sat on its own 32 acres of land and boasted a garden that could rival that of the Queen of England's, and littered with other amenities such as swimming pools and tennis courts, had intimidated her. She'd been set on breaking up with James, but he had convinced her that he was in this for the long haul, and he would get his parents to understand. That was the first time he'd said, "I love you." His revelation had melted her heart, and she'd also decided to fight for their relationship. Whatever James said to his parents, Lenora had become more welcoming, but Rory was sure it wasn't by choice. "Why are you doing this to me? To our family?" Rory slowed to a stop outside the dining room's entrance, obscured from view behind the half-open sliding doors, as their voices echoed loud enough for her to hear. "You could have had any one of the debutantes in our social circle, Yet I'm not interested in anyone else except Rory, the woman that I love, Mom." James spoke up, his statement bringing a smile to Rory's lips. "She is a kindergarten teacher, for God's sake," Lenora half-shouted. "Richard, tell him!" There was a pause before the elder Davis spoke up. "What your mother said, son." "Can you imagine what our friends and family would say about this?" Lenora asked. "And to have the wedding in Oak Harbor. Really? Why don't we just have a good old back-of-woods country hoedown of a wedding then?" Her voice dripped with disdain. Rory shook her head in disbelief at how disrespectful her soon-to-be mother-in-law was being behind her back. It shouldn't have been surprising, but to hear her say those things still felt like being socked in the gut. "Mom," James shot in a warning tone, "I am marrying the woman of my dreams. That's what should matter. That's what our family should be focusing on, and quite frankly, it's none of their business." He fumed with finality.